welcome to episode 10 of Geeky Girls Knit. Today is Wednesday, October 31st. I had to look, I can't remember what day it is.
It's Halloween.
Ooh, spooky, spooky, spooky.
And I'm dressed as a Whovian.
I'm dressed as a mama.
I'm dressed as a 13-year-old girl who susses over British men who are over 20 years older than me.
Oh, dear. Anyway, I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash a Bit Weird.
And we're glad to have you today. We would like to welcome any new viewers and thank you for giving us a chance. And we especially appreciate our continued viewers, our viewers that are returning back. I can't believe that we're on episode 10 already. Seems like just yesterday we started this. It's been 2.5 months. Yep. So, with that, let's get started. So let's get started with what's on our needles. I only have one thing on the needles right now.
But you want to have more things.
Oh my goodness, I am so itching to do some socks. Too bad I have about a zillion things to do instead. Yep. Sock yarn is calling my name. Actually, I have more than one thing on the needles. The other stuff is just hiding over there. So, what I have on the needles today is my new shawl design pattern. I'll show you the finished one in a few minutes, but I started on another one, and it's also a gift. Don't tell. And this is on US 8 5mm. Oh, I've decided my new shawl design is going to be called Striations, because it has stripes.
I don't know if that's a word or not, but...
It is, striations.
Okay.
I looked it up. I found it in the thesaurus.
Okay.
Okay, and the yarn I'm using for this is, well, this first one is just continued. This is the Universal Yarn Classic Worsted Impressions. It's color 4914, and I looked for the name of the colorway, and there is some dispute. Some people say it's Pacific, and some people say it's Civil War. But it is like blues and grays.
And I like it.
I like it a lot too. And along with that, the striping is also Universal Yarn, but this one is in the Classic Shades line, and it's called Storm Cloud.
It's gray.
And it's got lots of grays.
And gray.
Silvers. Okay, so here's how it looks so far. You want to pull down on the bottom of that? So, obviously, this is, that's my cast on, or my striping right there. This is much, more subtle than the other one I was doing in the amethyst. But I think that the person I'm knitting it for will like this a little bit better because she wears more subtle things. But it still is in the same striping pattern, so, let me see if I can get it close. So you can kind of see where I've done the striping. So it'll give you a couple options if you want to do this pattern when I publish it. Something more subtle or something a little more out there, like the other one. So that's what's on my needles right now. What's on your needles?
Guess.
A jumper.
I wish. I wish.
That's what she wants to be on her needles.
Yes.
Just like I want socks to be on my needles.
I want that sweater on my needles, and I want it on it now.
You don't even have the yarn yet.
Nope. We have to adjust the pattern, and we haven't done that yet.
No, I have not even looked at the pattern yet. Okay, so what's on your needles?
Socks. Still, rainbow socks. I ripped out part of them last night because it was being weird. I ripped it out back to the end of the heel flap and redid the heel turn, and I ripped it out instead of tinking, because that's what I do, and I got them all back on the needles.
You did. I'm very impressed.
Yay.
So you're ready to pick up gusset stitches now?
Yes.
Again, because she was almost done picking them up, and then she had a couple stitches that had done something weird on the heel turn. So, I don't know what happened. But you're making progress.
There are no weird stitches here.
No weird stitches this time.
I don't think.
And this is a pattern from our local yarn shop, Yarnies. It's a 2 at a time toe-up sock pattern on US 4s.
Rainbows.
Okay, that's making me dizzy because they're shaking. US 4s, 3.5 millimeters in the Bravo Jacquard color rainbow. In your Slip Stitch Studio Doctor Who Club bag.
Hey, look, it's a cartoon Matt Smith and a cartoon David Tennant that's upside down.
You don't like Doctor Who or anything, do you?
Nope.
Not at all.
You can't tell from my earrings, or my shirt, or anything.
Nope.
Or my glasses that look relatively similar to David Tennant's brainy specs. Nope.
Alright, so that's what's on our needles. Yes?
Yes.
Alright, on to the next segment.
And now we're going to show what finished projects we have. I have 0.
It's okay. You've had a busy school week.
0.
You've had a really busy school week.
Yes.
So, haven't had as much knitting time. So I have 2 finished projects. Okay, first is my striation shawl design. That's a gift.
Whoa, hello.
And it's out of Knit 1, Crochet 2, Second Time Cotton in white tea and amethyst. And it's got I'm trying to get it here. It's got a really pretty picot bind off. And it's huge. It's about a 72-inch wingspan. Where's Damaris? You didn't know I was a magician. Damaris helped me take some photos of this yesterday, and so it has been blocked, and it now is ready to be sent to its recipient. And I hope that she loves it as much as I do, because I think it is gorgeous.
That's not a word. Neither is beautimous.
Gorgeous, beautiful. And I took it to the yarn shop last night to knit night and got lots of compliments on it, so that was really cool. My other finished project, I don't know what it might be.
We need to go on the subtlety.
Yeah. I finished the Lethal Mystery Shawl. Junction is what it's called. The last clue came out. She put it out on late Sunday night because of the storm, so that the hurricane, so that people would have a chance to download it if they wanted to before power went out. So I actually got to start on it a little early, and I finished it late Monday night.
Yes.
Yes, because I wanted to get it to block so that I could wear it to knit night last night, which I did. And so the top up here, so these chains over here, and the chain across the top was clue 5. And it is a very asymmetrical shawl. This side is obviously this side is higher. I had to find the middle. And Damaris and I took pictures of it yesterday, and so it's on the project page if you want to see better pictures of it. And this was on a US 5. I'm trying to put it back on. I'm not having much success. US 5, which is 3.75 millimeters. And the brown yarn is Panda Superwash from Crystal Palace in Bittersweet. And then the pink is Knit 1 Crochet 2 Crocodile in Candy. Got a string. And then the sequins that I held with part of the pink, kind of hard to see, is Lucci Yarn Sequence in cranberry, but it's not cranberry, it's hot pink. And it's done, and I love it. It's not quite as big as I thought it would be. It's about
52 inches.
Was it 52 or was it 62?
52.
Okay, so 52, and I was hoping more for closer to 70, but I still love it a lot. And I might just wear it every day because I love it so much.
In our cool Texas weather.
Yes, the weather that can't decide what it's doing. It's almost 80 today. It was 40 on Friday. I wore my my Shetland wool shawl on Friday because it was that cool. And now today it's hot. Crazy weather. That's our finished projects. Now it's time for my favorite segment of our podcast, Yummies. This is when we talk about our favorite things, our current favorite things. And so Damaris is going to start with her favorite thing this week.
I got TARDIS fairy lights.
Okay, explain.
They're TARDIS string lights, and they're awesome. they're on a string. It's 9 feet long, and it has 10 little TARDISes on it, and you plug it in, and they light up.
So this was from you got a gift card and some money for your birthday, and so you combine those to get them.
Yes.
And we went to the store to get them, and they had sold out, and so they put a hold on a set that was coming in for us, and we picked them up. So we are going to stop the video here in a second, stop recording, and I'll post some photos of her lights because she hung them up in her room already. So that way you can see what her lights look like, and then we'll be back and talk about other yummies. Anything else you want to say about the lights?
They don't go vorp.
You could always push the button on your plush one and make it go vorp.
But that would be that one going vorp, not the lights.
Oh,
that would
sorry.
be 10 TARDISes going vorp all at once.
That's a lot of warping.
Yeah.
Okay, so here are Damaris's TARDIS lights. Alright, and we're back with more yummies. What other things are yummy in your life?
Well, I found this blog. It's called Where Sherlock, and it's pretty awesome. It has... I should have thought this out. It has
information about the costume and props used in BBC Sherlock.
Yes, that.
Because she made me go look at it too. We'll link it in the show notes so that you can see it.
And it's very good for cosplayers. And if you don't know what cosplayers are, they're people that dress up as characters from books and TV shows and movies. But that makes it sound really childish and weird, so we say cosplayers.
Got it.
Yes.
Cool.
Which is why I want to make that sweater.
Which sweater are you talking about, so they know?
The Dr. Watson's Cable crew neck.
I think we've linked to it before in the past, haven't we?
Yes. So I can dress up as Dr. Watson. Yay.
Yay. Alright, anything else yummy?
Sour Patch Kids. Those are yummy.
Yes, they are yummy.
And gluten-free and full of sugar.
Yes, I almost ate the ones you left in my room the other day.
Sorry.
You left some in here when you went to bed, and
yes.
I was so tempted to eat them.
I left all the red ones. And the sugar.
Oh yeah, that's a good part. Okay, so my yummies. We have been rewatching an old J.J. Abrams show.
It's not old.
Well, older than...
It's from 2001.
Right.
That's when Smallville was from.
Right. Well, but what I'm saying is, I mean, he's had Lost and Alcatraz and Fringe and
Other things.
Revolution, all since then. So we are rewatching Alias. Damaris obviously didn't watch it with us when it was on because she was like 2 when it started. So Russ and I had watched it. We watched the entire series and really loved it. And this was, I guess, before J.J. Abrams got really big. I think Lost is what pushed him to the most fame. So we started rewatching it because I wanted Damaris to watch it with me. And it's not her favorite, but she watches it with me because she loves me.
She makes me.
I do make her. But it's a pretty good show, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a spy show. It's not sci-fi,
No.
but it's spy. So we're getting close to the end of season 1.
We are.
Yeah, because it was a shortened season because of 9/11. So I can't even remember. I'll have to look.
There are either 5 or 6 seasons. I looked it up, but I don't remember.
Well, and I can't remember if it started airing before 9/11 happened or if it didn't start until after 9/11. So, but I know it was. I think I'm fairly positive that it was a shortened season, the first season. And another yummy. Remember last week that I showed you that I got stuff from my secret sister from the yarn shop, and one of the things was a Starbucks gift card. So Friday, when it was cooler and I got to wear my yummy Shetland wool shawl, Russ took me on a Starbucks Hobby Lobby date, and so I got a pumpkin spice latte. And then we went to Hobby Lobby, and I bought a few things for a new little side project that I'm going to be doing, and hopefully if it all works out I'll be selling the items on Etsy. And I'm not going to tell you a lot about it right now other than to say it is jewelry and other items for fiber enthusiasts, so knitters, crocheters, weavers, etc. So hopefully I'll have some of that ready in the next week or 2. My other thing that I wanted to talk about for Yummies was, okay, so my striation shawl that I'm working on the second one right now, and I showed y'all the finished one a few minutes ago. I just realized that the timer didn't start timing. Oops. I'll start it now, but it'll be off a little bit. I want to make one for me. So here's my issue though. Okay, so the one I'm working on now is medium weight yarn. One of the yarns is an Aran and one is a worsted, and the one I finished already was a worsted, but the yarn that I picked out last night at the yarn shop is a DK, and so it's a little bit thinner, and so I'm not sure exactly how it's going to look because it'll change the drape of it and a little bit, and it'll take a little bit more yarn probably to do it. It's not a huge difference because we kind of held the yarn with my finished one last night, and it's not huge, but there is a difference. And so I didn't buy the yarn last night because I'm still debating, but I took a picture of it, and so I'm going to post that here in a second so y'all can see, because I want your opinions. Not only on the weight of the yarn, but also on the color. It's going to be, if I go that direction with it, it's going to be 3 colors instead of 2. And so it'll have a primary, and it'll have 2 contrasting for the striping and the picot edge. And the colors that I picked out, it's Ella Ray Rimini yarn, and the 3 colors I picked out are, I just messed up something on this shawl. A mint green, a light yellow, and a pink. So obviously the pink will be the primary color. Should we expect anything different?
Because she hates pink.
Yep. And then the mint green and the light yellow as the contrasting striping. So I'm going to post a picture of that, and I'd love y'all's input on what you think of the weight of it compared to what I've done the shawl in already and what I'm doing it in now, and also the color combination. What do you think of it? That's all my yummies. Yummy. All right. You ready to move on?
Yes.
Let's move on.
Now we're going to talk about what books we're reading and the TV we're watching.
Yes. So what are you reading,
I
Damaris?
am reading Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban for the... I don't know how many times.
70 zillionth?
Yeah.
Because because something got messed up at the library, and the book I had put on hold for her, Alice in Wonderland, all of a sudden the hold was lost. And so I put it back on hold. I don't know what happened, but I put it back on hold and am checking it daily, going, okay, get this in. So, you needed something to read in the meantime?
Yes.
Well, I haven't started reading them yet, but I just downloaded 2 new books today to read, and these were freebies for the Kindle. And so you could go download them if you wanted to for free. The first one is called Open Season by Archer Mayer, and it is a mystery crime novel, police detective thing.
Crime and drama.
Crime drama. And the other one I downloaded is called Long Time Coming by Edie Clare. And it's got a little paranormal aspect to it.
Cool.
So I will probably be reading those this week. I've read other stuff, but nothing is coming to my head that has stood out. So let's move on to TV. And I ran out of room on my note to write TV because there was so much TV on this week. And there's not as much on next week because of the election. So, alright, so first thing is Arrow. And I really have enjoyed the flashbacks to the island where he shipwrecked, where Oliver shipwrecked, to tell us his backstory. And now, I don't know if I missed this, or if they just alluded to it, and I didn't catch it, or what, but Oliver at one point in the episode last week said that he was part of Bratva. It's some kind of organization or something, and I don't know if I can't remember if that's just like the first time they've mentioned it, and we don't know more about it right now, or if they've mentioned it and I totally missed it. And so, but it was obviously something that gave him a pull with these, like, I guess mob guys or something to get to the person he needed to get to, so something. And then at the end of the episode, Oliver's bodyguard knows he is Green Arrow now. So what's going to happen?
I haven't seen John Barrowman yet. Have you seen John Barrowman?
No, I don't think so.
Darn.
This was only like the 3rd episode, wasn't it?
Yes. I'll have to go hunting for that article I found that said he was going to be in it.
We could check IMDb. It might say when he's going to be in it. Or have you looked?
We checked it last week.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
I forgot. I've tried to sleep since then. So the new episode's on tonight, so we'll watch that. And then we've got Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I thought it was a really unique episode last week, with Olivia and Munch flashing back to an early case and then it being connected to the current case. But it was really interesting to see Olivia and Munch so much younger.
But what about Stabler?
He's gone.
Why?
He left.
Why?
IDK. My BFF Jill. So I thought that was kind of cool because it actually did flashback to early film from the show. because they obviously looked much younger, so that was kind of a neat one. Okay, person of interest.
That I did not pay attention to.
That you did not watch. So it was kind of interesting to me this week that Reese was having to explain to Finch repeatedly about how he used to be a bad guy and how much he has changed, but Finch couldn't see that as a possibility in this criminal killer, hired assassin guy. And I don't know if it's because Finch is just not as streetwise, he's more computer smarts, or if the trauma from being the kidnapped and everything has just messed him up so badly. So I don't know. I was totally thrown, though, by the end of the episode where Reese and the bounty hunter were together. And so I'm not sure what that was about. So I think the new one's on tomorrow night, a bit. Okay, Elementary.
My Dear Watson.
What did you think of the episode?
I don't know.
He was kidnapped.
Yes.
Okay. What I think is this is not BBC Sherlock.
Yes.
That is...
It is not.
That is evident to all.
Although Johnny Lee Miller and Benedict Cumberbatch were in a play together.
Yes, that was a trivia question a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
But it's still it's a good show. It tells a good story.
Yeah.
If you don't look at it as a comparison between Johnny's Sherlock and Benedict's Sherlock. Because it's two totally different...
Very much different.
ways to tell the Sherlock story.
Yes.
So if you can look at it on its own...
You think, oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah. So as long as I don't compare it to the BBC Sherlock, it's a great show. I really liked that Joan is becoming more detective-like. She's starting to have that deductive reasoning.
No, deduct means to take away from. Wait.
No, deduce.
Deduce.
Deductive, that's right. To deduce.
Yes. These words are very confusing. Because deduct means to take away from, but deductive reasoning, deduce comes from deductive reasoning.
Yes. So, like, she was able to figure out that it wasn't Sherlock texting because he wasn't abbreviating. So she's getting better at that from being around him. So that's kind of cool. I really kind of like that. Because I do like her in the role of Watson. I like that. I like this telling of it with a woman in the role of Watson. As long as I don't compare it to the BBC Sherlock.
You know what I would watch?
What?
A Victorian-era Sherlock, but all the characters are gender swapped. All the males are females, and all the females are males.
But that isn't likely to happen because that is not true to that era.
But still, it would be interesting to see.
True.
Yes, it would be very interesting to see. Moffat, Gatiss, you get on that right now. Go do that.
Because I'm sure they watch our podcast.
Yes. I'll tweet Mark Gatiss and say, hey, you and Moffat should get on this Victorian-era female thing.
Alright, moving on to Fringe. Oh my gosh, I cried so hard both times I watched it. Because Etta died. And it was traumatic. It really... I mean, I was sobbing because when she died because of how they did it. And I'm so worried about Olivia and how she's going to handle Etta's death, because now this is the second time she's lost her daughter. I think Peter will handle it better, but I think it's going to be very, very traumatic for Olivia. The other note that I wrote down is they talked about somebody who is the Dove. and it's somebody on the inside, but who is working with the Resistance.
The inside of what?
The insiders. The observers, I mean. I'm losing my words.
The inside of a toaster.
Yes, the observers. And I think it might be Broyles, who we got to see this week.
Who?
They're the in-charge guy.
Oh, that guy.
Mm-hmm. Who is now working with the observers, but is part of the Resistance. And so I think it may be Broyles who's the dove. Okay, once upon a time.
There were 3 bears.
Mama bear, a papa bear, and a baby bear. I was not thrilled with this episode of Once Upon a Time at all. Because to me, it felt like they threw in the Dr. Frankenstein storyline as a Halloween thing instead of keeping it true to the storyline.
Oh, yes, as it is Halloween, may I please remind everyone that Frankenstein was the doctor and not the creature. Thank you.
Okay. So that really did irk me. I was not thrilled with that storyline at all. And I didn't feel like the story that they told was true to the show as a whole. So I was not pleased with it. However, next week we get the Beanstalk. And who's going to be playing the giant? Hurley from Lost.
She's not excited.
I like him a lot. I follow his blog.
He has a blog?
He has a blog.
He has a blog.
And I follow it. I really like his character a lot from Lost. And I also liked it in Alcatraz that sadly got canceled. So, he will be playing the role of the giant from Jack and the Beanstalk story. So I'm excited to see that and see what happens with it.
E5
Because he just, when they did the preview, it was so awesome. He looked amazing as the giant, so I can't wait for that. Okay, Revolution. We got Aaron's backstory this week. And it just broke my heart when he left his wife because he felt like he couldn't do anything to take care of her. That broke my heart. But then I thought he was dead when he shot himself.
But he wasn't.
But he wasn't. And so...
Because everybody's very clever.
He is very clever. More clever than he thought he was.
He's cleverer.
Cleverer. So I was really, I thought it was really neat how they kind of redeemed his story after seeing him leave his wife in the flashbacks. And then Danny reunited with his mom at the very end. And I can't wait to see her explanation to him of where she's been all these years. That should be really interesting. And next week looks like it's going to give us answers about why the blackout. So that should be pretty interesting to see that happen. Alright, NCIS. Did you catch the look between Ziva and Tony?
That is a beautiful yacht. That's what he said. He was going to say something else, but he said yacht instead because Ziva was looking at him.
I think that I think that Tony is realizing, maybe after what has happened this season, that Ziva has feelings for him. They're in love. And I hope that storyline goes somewhere, because I think they would be an amazing couple.
Witty banter.
Very witty banter. I liked that we got the backstory of how Gibbs got his name. That was really cool.
Gibbs.
That was really, really cool to see that backstory, and also to hear more of the story line about his mom and how she passed away. And then also you said that you liked the end.
Yes, that the episode was
Dedicated.
Yes, to the...
I can't remember what it said. But to African American soldiers.
Yes.
If you haven't seen the episode, Gibbs is named after the best friend of his dad, who was an African American soldier who got the
Congressional
Medal of Honor many years later, because it wasn't until, what did they say, 1996 that
Eight, I think they said.
Anyway, sometime in the late 90s when it was passed by Congress, and they went back and gave medals to some of the African American soldiers. So that was kind of a neat story. And then briefly, let me touch on NCIS LA. It reminded me of old spy movies this week with the secret decoder ring and everything. So it was kind of the secret agent thing.
I haven't seen old spy movies.
However, I'm very sad that the second part of this story, which is finding out about LL Cool J's role, what's his name? Hannah. Yeah, some of his backstory. We don't get to see it for 2 weeks because there's not a new episode next week.
Because of the election?
Yes. So, I'm excited to see it, but I hate that we have to wait 2 weeks for it. So, and that's TV. We had a lot this week.
Yep.
All right, on to the next segment. It's trivia time. And once again, our good friend Amy, Knitting Mom, got the answer.
Not Pond.
No, not Amy Pond. Our friend Amy, Knitting Mom.
Now I'm sad again.
I'm sorry. Okay, so the question last week was, in Once Upon a Time, there's a clue that changes weekly that is hidden somewhere in the show, and it gives a nod to the theme of the current episode. What is it? And the answer was the scene behind the opening title in the credits changes weekly. For example, in the episode 2 weeks ago, The Crocodile, the image was of Hook's ship, Captain Hook's ship. For the first episode of this season, Broken, when the curse was broken, it was the Wraith drifting through the forest. So it changes week to week and gives a nod to the theme of the show.
Although for the first few episodes of the show, it was just a unicorn. But then it started changing.
Yeah, but now they change it every week.
Okay, so this quiz question.
This quiz question?
Yes. This week's question. In the Harry Potter films, Richard Harris originally did not want to take the role of Dumbledore. Why? And what changed his mind? And Richard Harris was the man who played Dumbledore in the first two films, but then he sadly passed away before they could film any other films.
So, why did he originally not intend to take the role, and what changed his mind? If you know the answer, come to our Ravelry group and post your response, and we'll let you know who the winner is. And that's a wrap on episode 10 of Geeky Girls Knit. We are very grateful for all our viewers, and we thank you for sticking with us even through the technical difficulties with the sound and everything. We hope that it's much better for you now that we have found a setting that we had missed. If you want to connect with us, our main website is Geeky Girls Knit, GeekyGirlsKnit.wordpress.com. There is a small possibility that might change, but if so, we will post that new link and also post redirection on the old site. We had some technical issues with it last week when we uploaded that we were not aware of when we started the site. But it also has links to our Ravelry group, our Twitter, Facebook, Blip, iTunes, YouTube, email. I think that's everything.
Yes.
So we would love to hear from you. We are also open to reviewing or doing giveaways on the podcast. So if you're interested in having something reviewed or doing a giveaway with us, we would love to talk with you. Just email us geekygirlsknit at gmail.com or send us a message on Ravelry, and we'd be glad to talk to you about that. And once again, thanks for watching. Have a great week. Happy knitting. Till next week.
Bye.
Bye.